Welcome back, everybody. Great that you could join me here today. Can't wait to go over today's topic, which is literally from a reader or listener of the podcast. And they asked, are you still using hydrogen water? And one of the funny things is that even though I produce a lot of content. I do a podcast every single day. I try to write. I try to teach inside the IHP community, is that there really are so many things to talk about in terms of your health. So the quick answer is yes, I still drink hydrogen water every single day for very specific reasons, and I'll share those with you here today. But I thought it might be nice is to not always just move on to the next topic. Like, let's talk about this for a moment and maybe my 3 big takeaways. And if you've been using hydrogen water yourself, I would love to hear your takeaways in the comments as well, whether you've seen benefit. Because most people do, they just get it in different ways. And it's kind of based on where they're at in their life. But if you've never heard about hydrogen water before, essentially you're already drinking H2O, right? You're drinking hydrogen and you're drinking oxygen inside of your water, right? That's the H and that's the O. But the interesting thing is that we can actually add greater levels of hydrogen to the water. And why would we want to do that? Well, there's a lot of different reasons. There's now over 1,300 studies on the benefits of hydrogen water. And I would say that the vast majority, let's call it 90+%, are all third-party based. Like, there's no hydrogen water company paying for those specific studies. And really what they found is that the main benefit comes from its ability to, or what's called as reduction oxygen potential. So redox. And why this matters is that it powers up the mitochondria. It provides antioxidants to squelch free radicals in your body, which become greater and greater as we age. And the last part is that it seems to modulate inflammation, which helps to improve the immune system as well. So when I look at all of those things, I say, okay, there are a lot of benefits to hydrogen water, but how did I feel them specifically? And why is it easy for me to continue on with it? Well, I can answer the latter question very simply, very easily, is that all you need to do is fill up with hydrogen water each and every day. Like, you can use a hydrogen molecular ionizer, or you can use a smaller unit. I just don't like the smaller units only because every time you have 16 ounces of water, or most of them are 12 ounces, you need to then wait 10 minutes for it to power up. And it's just inconvenient. So the majority of water in my home is consumed, or at least, like, how do we get it going? It's before 7:30 a.m., before my daughters go to school. So my daughters fill up a liter water bottle that they have, the stainless steel one that they take to school. I have my smoothie with hydrogen water in the morning. My dog gets hydrogen water. He gets a 7.0 instead of us with a little higher pH. And what else? We're using it for all sorts of different things in the morning, right? So, like, we use a lot of it first thing in the morning, but it comes right out of a hydrogen ionizer. My favorite one that I use is just at stephencabral.com/hydrogen-water. You can check it out. I have all the third-party testing right there. That's what I like to use. But again, you can use whatever works for you. Let me give you my 3 takeaways, why I've continued with it. The first one is this. Over the past year, so it's been now almost 18 months, I started to get into more cardio, and I got into more running. Now, I'm in my later 40s. When you get into running, because I was out of it for, call it a good 10, 12 years out of the running game, you're going to build up a little bit more inflammation, especially in the beginning until you kind of get into your groove. There's much more inflammation. One thing that I found, because I had started the running before the hydrogen water, when I added in the hydrogen water, I recovered faster, like plain and simple. Now, was it like, oh, it's a miracle, I can jump 12 inches higher, I can run a mile a minute faster? No, but it was better recovery, which enabled me to get to the next workout faster and easier. That's it. And so my gains came from recovering faster, because then I was able to do the workouts easier. So less pain, less inflammation. So that was a huge one, and that's my number 1. All right. Number 2 is this, is that I'm always someone that is more cognizant of my skin. Remember, when I was 17 years old, the whole reason my health issues really started, well, one of the main reasons, is at 14 years old, I started taking 2 capsules of antibiotics every single day. Every day, amoxicillin. Why? My dermatologist thought it would be a great idea to help get rid of my acne. Okay, so now I don't have any more acne, or not too much as a teenager, But what does it do? Decimates my entire gut and immune system, right? So then I go in for a decade of trying to get my health back. And so, yeah, one of that is because some people are more prone to skin-based issues. Now, fortunately, I know what works for my nutrition. I know what works for my skincare routine. I know all of those things, so it's very helpful. But what I've noticed is that with hydrogen water, I just have a little bit more leniency. So if I have some dairy, it doesn't affect me in the same way as, other times if I wasn't using it. So that's where that inflammation modulatory effect comes in handy. It helps balance the inflammation to a greater degree. I also I don't use any TRT or any hormones. I don't even use DHEA right now. But my body produces a good amount of testosterone. And because it produces a good amount of testosterone, it converts to sometimes more dihydrotestosterone, DHT, which can also cause skin issues, not just hair loss or prostate-based issues, okay? So I got a nice little side benefit that I wasn't even expecting in skin-based vibrancy, we'll call it, right? Like that, and that's not a bad thing, right? As we're getting older. And the last one is this. I can't directly attribute it to this, but my immune system has been the best that it's been over the last 2 and 3 years. So now I've only been using it for a little over a year. So I get it. You could say it's due to other things, and it's never just one thing. And I completely admit that it's the whole de-stress protocol, right? That's a big part of it. But what I've noticed is that without a doubt, my immune system's like the strongest it's ever been, which is great. I wish I could give you the exact thing that it was, but this is one. It's what did I improve? Well, I continue to dial in my nutrition for exactly what I know that my body likes and needs. The exercise, I've increased my cardio by, a ridiculous amount, like from going and doing walking to now, let's call it doing cardio, bike, or running for on average 40 minutes a day, 5 days a week, 45. So that's a lot more cardio, right? Stress reduction. Well, I'm still the same amount of stress for the most part. So that's about the same. I've just layered on my detoxes, my saunas and all that. So that's helpful. Sweating a lot more with the exercise. So, doing all of the things, but I added hydrogen water. And I think that absolutely has an effect. So when I travel and when I don't get as much sleep, I don't get as run down. I don't get sick, which is, again, I'm definitely going to knock on wood because I never want to go back. So I'll take all the luck I can get. But that's been absolutely a game changer for me. And the last thing that I wanted to end with and just really share with you is that hydrogen water is one of the easiest things to add to your routine. Like that's also why I like it, is that, I've got a bottle right here on my desk and it's just out of reach, so I can't grab it for you. But I always have a bottle of spring water. There's no doubt about it. But when I'm at my office, I also bring for the day a liter of my hydrogen water. And if I run out, okay, then I've got extra spring water here. But I have it in my coffee. I have it in my smoothie. And I have it just a liter that I bring. And it's just easy because it's just water. And we all, as individuals, need to consume more water. So I looked at it this way. If I'm always going to consume water, and the water that I consume could be even healthier, why not do it? That's really how I looked at it. So although the tablets are good, they're not as good, they're not great. They're magnesium based, which of course, I love magnesium, but it's elemental magnesium, and you can only take so much or then it starts to give you GI issues. So the next best after that are the water bottles. The problem is they're typically plastic and they only hold 12 ounces and they only hold 12 ounces and they take about 10 to 15 minutes to make. Not the end of the world. Again, better than nothing, no doubt about it. But the very best of the water hydrogen ionizers, they're guaranteed to work for 25 to 30 years. So they're a kind of lifetime investment, which is really nice. That's what I use. They work the best. You can set the pH for your dog, your plants, beauty water, drinking water, whatever works for you. All the details of exactly what I do, I just try to share exactly what I do to achieve the best level of health for me, not for anybody else, but for me. And you can find that at stephencabral.com/hydrogen-water. And I can also link it up here today at stephencabral.com/3421, I think is today's show, or is today 22? stephencabral.com/3422 is today's show. stephencabral.com/3422. And again, you can go straight to the hydrogen water ionizer that I use at stephencabral.com/hydrogen-water. Have an amazing day, everybody. I will be back tomorrow with a brand new Cabral Concept. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.